Alright, so make sure everything's working. Alright, is everything working? No, for some reason things are not working. Why? What do you want? Alright. Okay, everything seems to be working now. That's good. So, last time, met Aurora. Again, a different one. And get my butt absolutely kicked. Well, went to a celebration. Realized something was up. Drakari stole the sun, because apparently they can do that. Fought my way to this starport. Met a second Aurora, who is a fucking Chaos Marine. Absolutely kicked my butt. And then I had to end stream because I had something going on. So, now for attempt 2 in defeating Aurora. Yeah, kick that barrel that you're currently standing in. Alright, well. We go again. You guys over here are just having a really bad day. Where are the people who were sent to assist you from my ship? Everyone back to your ship, sir. My guards trying to sound respectful. His voice was vibrating like a taut string. Good people, your soldiers. They helped us out, unlike this carrion. Back up the nobles. Government's getting cronies have been cowering behind us, and now when things get rough, they thought they could scamper and let us. Yeah, it's the same thing that they, say anything? Alright, persuade him to stop. Not like it matters because Aurora then shows up.
You have killed Aurora, false believers. Tremble, for I am Aurora. I am the herald of change. Behold the final dawn, and die!
I'll make an example out of you.
We bear the word of truth.
Alright, so last time I got wrecked, so this time let's try to not get wrecked. Hey, what in the world counts as cover there? Start battle. First, I'm gonna have Cassia. Technically, you're in cover. That's good. Step 1. Give a deer a starting turn. Step 2. Blind him.
Anything else?
Okay, full blind. Nope, just one turn. Okay. So this guy's willpower. Pretty good. Pretty darn good. And I was giving forewarning to Pascal. He's out in the open.
I will rise from the cold embrace of death. Our Emperor, deliver us. So that's what that feeling was about.
That sucks impressively.
I've suffered worse.
And Aurora just gets a second turn?
Time to prove my mettle. Not dead yet.
Such is their will.
Activate calculated fury algorithm. The Omnissiah knows Messiah condemns you. Running binaric override.
Let's make it quick.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I don't need luck. I have strategy. I'll see to it personally. Who, if not me? On it.
Will do. On it.
Just one round again. But hey, keep him blinded.
Was that you? Or... anything else?
For the dark gods.
Didn't even flinch.
The crap?
Another voice to join my choir?
I'm afraid not. If I may? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Well, he actually failed.
But of course.
Emperor, give me strength.
I seethe with purpose.
Anything else?
Let's get to it.
I feel like he's getting a lot more turns than he should.
My prescience has failed me. Darkness consumes me.
Don't leave us.
Let's make it quick.
That's an order. As duty demands. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
It's as good as done. Taking calculated risk is my second nature. I'll make it happen. I'll see to it personally. Who if not me?
Hold on. Here we go. Let's get to it.
Let the galaxy burn.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
It's as good as done. Another enemy down.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
I won't stand for it. On it. Consider this a taste of what's to come.
Hold on. Make it quick.
Show me what you've got.
The Imperium is weak.
Here we go.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I'll make it happen. I'll see to it personally. You never stood a chance.
Oh, I missed him and just completely obliterated some poor sucker behind him.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
It's as good as done. I'll make it happen. Who if not me? You should have thought twice before crossing me.
Let's get to it.
Hey, why are you shooting another shuttle? I shot at you. Shouldn't you be attacking me?
Emperor, deliver us!
I'll make it happen.
Oh no, because I missed. Probably gonna have to do another attempt at this battle.
Let's make it quick. Here we go. Let's get to it.
Don't you need a breathing, navigator?
Let's make it quick.
The colors, they are fading.
This sacrifice will forge our way to victory. On it.
That sure sucks.
You should feel honored to witness this. I refuse. I'll see to it personally. Consider this a taste of what's to come.
Hold on.
I fight the long war.
Out of my way. Let's get to it. Let's make it quick.
It's as good as done.
Oh, he finally passed on sensory deprivation. So he might actually get unblinded. Cool, guy's armor down to 0.
The best defense is a good offense.
Hold on.
For the dark gods.
Here we go. Now my way.
Someone.
Yeah, you're the target of Aurora. Yeah, I'll let that happen.
I'll see to it personally. On it.
Let's make it quick.
I see.
Worse than I'm still standing. I may be down, but I'm not out.
What? But I wasn't your last attacker. Ah. That would have been such the clutch, though, if I pulled that off. And that. Dude dies. Unfortunate. Persuade him to stop. And crap hits the fan.
You thought you had killed Aurora. False believers. Tremble, for I am Aurora. I am the herald of change. Behold the final dawn, and die!
Your demise is already calculated.
The disgrace of Monarchia will be avenged.
Hanging back around that cover was really good. Hate that there's so much scrap in the way that doesn't count as cover. That stupid barrel. That would be a good place to take cover, except there's a barrel there.
if I may.
On it.
Let the galaxy burn.
Here we go.
Don't you dare!
Out of my way.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! As the Emperor commands, I act. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Rejoice in battle! Anything else?
Nice. Got it on there permanent.
But of course. Anything is?
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Who, if not me? Consider this a taste of what's to come. It's as good as done.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
It will be done. Dominance achieved! At your beck and call.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
Nice, his armor is 0.
The Imperium is weak.
Dodged. Come on, Abelard, parry or some crap. Jesus. Okay, why is he not blinded?
Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. On it. Was that you? Or
Oh, now he's actually blinded. Ballistic skills reduced to 1.
but of course.
If I may. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I will do my best.
Momentum.
Indeed.
Need Aurora to move. So. What? Why are you going after the shuttle?
Let's make it quick. Ah! Hold on.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Eradicated. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. Guided by faith. What is this foreboding? Will do. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
I'll see to it personally. Defense is a good offense.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Follow my lead. At your beck and call.
Who, if not me? Here's my perfect moment.
Here we go.
Just a minor setback.
I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Anything else? Will do.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I'll see to it personally.
A tactically sound approach. It will be done.
I'll make it happen. I'll see to it personally. It's as good as done.
For real?
I fight the lone war.
Out of my way.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Work is a prayer.
Success! Oh, your lordship. Bringer of terror. Heavy bolt gun. Jeez. Electric sword. Yeah, statistical here, validating peripheral tactical prognosis. Oh, Sergeant Malgar didn't make it. Calls were a blazing, raging charisma type emperor. The souls
Always
are
keep
unburnt.
your eye on the price. Let us not dawdle.
Rebel sniper rifle. That's really good damage.
Keep your wits about you.
The shuttle has been burned and will never fly again. The pilot's charred body is stiff, and they're still clutching the levers.
Is there money to be
Oof,
made?
that's not good. Grand Viaduct for receiving this thing, yes.
I always have a backup plan. I always keep my options open.
Alright, let's see here. What do I got now? Hmm. I'm going assassin. Also have him go assassin as well. It just seems good. Hmm. Let's go with Vanguard. One would be able to stand out there and take the hits. Grand strategist for her. I'm going arch militant for you. And for you, Alright. Return to the voice ship
Always
bridge.
keep your eye on the prize.
Thanks be to the Emperor, you are alive, Lordship. I must gratified by your return. The crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you may have. Before anything else, are we here to account what happened to the system's sun? Well, Locksmaster Falters, look at me. We saw a number of ships approach the sun, black creatures of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angels and edges. Surrounding the star, and then, my apologies, but I struggled to find words that could describe that terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void. Tarek closed his eyes and grimaced. Drukari. Diablo's expression changed as his shadow had suddenly fallen over him and grabbed his temple warily. We did not have enough troubles on our hands already. Xenos, enemies of humanity. The breed of the Aldari, the most cruel and devious of their kind. They designed the ship to match the description provided by the Foxmaster. Like all Xenos, the Drukari are a blight in the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warped sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellect. Many of those creations are capable of things that may seem akin to sorcery to the unenlightened eye. Theft of the sun is one example of what they are capable of. Is Xenos in league with Aurora's cultists? We can rule out that possibility. The Drukari would never ally themselves with the archenemy's worshippers. If I had to name one thing that humanity and those Xenos have in common, it would be a shared loathing for warp corruption. I'm glance around. The situation calls for immediate action. We can continue this conversation later if you wish, but right now, he gestures at the deck, teeming with tumultuous activity. I believe you should assume command. What is the current situation on board? The navigator synctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engine steers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump. His voice buzzes anxiously from his walk. It may be angry, or perhaps is lamenting the injuries it has suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. The Omnissiah grants me comprehension. I will appease the machine spirit of the vessel. I have not shown settle down to the planet for me. I do apologize, Your Lordship, but we were unable to receive your request for evacuation. The Vox Link was overrun with foul interference, screams, blasphemous hymns, and other equally sinister noises. Many who listened to the interference for a protracted period lost their sanity. Several dozen operators went mad monitoring the Voxcaster in the hopes of hearing her voice. One of them waited in vain. What's happening on the planet now? Augur operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of Archimedes's power at various locations on the planet. Based on the fragment of communications picked up by our Vox operators, practically no resistance being offered by the governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous final dawn cult in mass and assembling in prayer circles. Do you have any hope of retaking the planet? Fear that Rykad Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave the system as soon as possible. Are there still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy and are worthy of rescue? Besides a small number of our own shells, we also have the shells salvaged from the starport. Dark Eyes' sister Battle Flesh. We must save as many as we can. This all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving the people of a dying world through the power of prayer. God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint. Followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did. Direct all our efforts to save those people at this moment. Look to the heavens and hope of salvation. Lives are peasants of little gods. The prime objective is to save the Holy Rat from miraculous fusion reactor, and electro priests who guard and tend to it. Bruce Brown. Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we're putting ourselves at risk, your reward. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Rykad Minoris. On Valencia's dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, so liminal though it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. Mino's eyes, like two deep, dark pools, are resolutely fixed on you. The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was the final nudge towards death, the finale of the cult of the Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to the servants of the archenemy and permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving over their souls to chaos, a sacrifice great enough to bring forth a demon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct targeted bombing of the Electro Priest Monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow. The world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. Doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death, and we will save Reka and Minoros from becoming an outpost of the archenemy. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste when we can. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it even from orbit, as do I see that the storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows even more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I'm with the lady on this. Enough talking. We need to get out of here while we still can. Something lurking in the destiny of your conscience bristles at the passing thought of saving people. The spike of horror you feel takes your breath away. It's as if you are playing the still the prey of a mighty predator. And is already wrapped in a thread stretching up from the warp, and deserves to have a new master. Which other planets and inhabitants can we evacuate? Nobles you rescue at Starport have given the coordinates of shelters where we can find the surviving. So I'd offer help to all who need it at Starport. Aristocrats and their families. As for Sergeant Malagar's troops, they will help to control the crowds of frightened commoners and prevent the shelters from being overloaded. So you have salvaged many shelters from the Starport that we can now use. Save the commoners or save the nobles? I think save the commoners. The nobles kind of sucked. But as the strike all the commoners who have not yet converted to the cult and Final Dawn. Any delay caused by loading and transporting to your ship will cost us precious time. Do not deceive yourself, Lash. If you indulge your vanity, you will doom billions to eternal torment against our enemies. Let's do as I see fit. Perhaps I'm acting foolishly in the Inquisition's eyes, but it's my decision to make. It's like a flicker of something beneath him, because he's saying what match. Anger, bitterness, whatever it may be, does not seep into the antagonist's passionate voice. In that case, I'm consider it necessary to point out that the mark of the archenemy could infiltrate the ship along with any rescue people. Keep that in mind for the future. Consider it done. It's likely our shells will have capacity to evacuate more people. Save the nobles as well. I'm hoping it'll still give me the option to detonate the fusion reactor. Nobles reserve to be saved. Done. It's likely they'll have capacity to evacuate more people. Okay, I do have an autosave there. Anything else? Listen to me. Okay, cool. So it does not give me the option to still detonate the fusion reactor. If that's the case, I'm going to take the fusion reactor. Wait, what's this loot up here? A plasma gun, okay. That's cool.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Alright, so let's redo all the dialogue. Because if I can't detonate the fusion reactor on my way out, I'll take the fusion reactor with me. Anything else? What happened to the sun? The Xenos. Xenos in the League. Current situation on board. Party's not sent a shuttle. What's happening on the planet now? Have any hope of retaking the planet? The planet's inhabitants coming to evacuate. So you have commoners, don't care about the Inquisition, nobles, fusion reactor. We're gonna have enough shells at disposal for that mission. Trying to require greater resources than evacuating the people. Okay, never mind. There's an upheaval. The technomats prayers mixed together in a senseless cacophony. Searchers work hastily to remove a hard crust of sacred onions from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all this tumult stands Pascal with the data slate clutched in his hand, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. What's going on here? Warp Sexton is not responding to commands. The ship's spirit is rejecting our prayers in anger. I'm currently calculating a plea that might appease the noble spirit. Crew, heed the word of Mago's sentiment. Pascal, I kindly request that you take charge of this mess. Thank you, Your Lordship. You're right. Pascal's voice changes when he addresses the crew. He now speaks with authority and resolve. Tech comrades, heed my instruction. The mayhem immediately subsides, and the crew actions fall into some indiscernible logic. Alongside servants are worked in sync. The binary clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magos coordinates like a skillful conductor. Admirably done, Pascal. Homicide guides me. Whereas the tech priest surrounded by the cogitator, almost drowned on the sound bustling bridge behind you. Pascal reporting intently over the data in his hands and sends a mechanic right towards you. Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. I'll explain what we are doing. Study the data and discovered a machine node that was damaged as a result of the heretic sabotage. Functioning in the warp sector was tampered with, and the ship's spirit, aggrieved by this violation of the right of operations, is now rejecting its calculations. I saw a way to rectify this area and conclude that your participation is necessary to do so. Planetary systems as temple of the Omsire are subordinate to the shell whose repository serves the machines we see before us. Machine created by your predecessor, and one that uses the biological signatures of a dynastic blood in its computations. The spirit should recognize the ship's master and submit to his will. Should. Alright, let's do it. This machine in front of you lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits on the green background make your eyes water. Vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind. The reaction of a layperson will confirm with the magnitude of the Omnissiah's creation. Among the numerous controls, you see a mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same as at the gate to the warrant chamber. His voice becomes imbued with imperious force. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the instance instrumentation, the liturgy of a machine spirit and appropriation. Senior Tech Master set the prayer to generate current data report. Operations will be marked with the Capnal protocol. Messiah, rejoice. I inform you that for the purpose of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sections and updating it of its data smiths blessings are required. If this is not done, then it will launch the volume aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of the data crypts. Because we don't have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. Scout looks down the data slate in his hand. Minor deviation from the right of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the cogitated guardian, the cyber gargoyle, which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as the key to the data core where the machine spirit dwells. To it, we will offer our prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defective connections and launch the warp section. The voice goes quieter. The laws of Omnissiah knows no exceptions. So in this ritual, I will remain at your side to placate the wraithful guards. Machine spirit in whose abode you be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and may receive his blessing. Alright, let's do it. Put your hand in the cyber gargoyle's mouth. Village just clamp down your hand, breaking your delicate corporal sheath and releasing warm red liquid into its gullet. Same moment, the image on the vid screen before you changes. Connecting. What does it all mean? The sound of your voice causes your servant, whose bronze-bound skeleton is built into concrete housing, shudders. With a screech, its skull rotates towards you and then stops in that position. Then the code, a voice receptor. The skull emits a sequence of binary signals and is silent for several seconds. Hypothesize that a defect is located in the analyzer block. I register a reaction to the signal, but no process response. Temporary override is permissible. Echoes intently studies the vid-screen. This shell was created on a forge wall unknown to me, initiating standard invocation of the machine spirit. Pascal leans over the adjacent instrument panel and sets his hand on the controls. At the same time, a quiet stream of machine code begins pouring forth from his box. What should I do now? Captain, I ask you to address the machine spirit. Speak follow command. By my authority, I evoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. Voice receptor receives a vocal entry. Thus, your sanctions, the spirit will not accept the data from the warp section. Alright, say that. Lokaje's vid screen turns red. Pascal seizes and raises his hand, signaling to the rest of the tech priest, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servants of the Omnissiah, make now the offering who cleanse data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data, and the Omnissiah have mercy on our souls. Speak solemnity, the acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. Anointing the contacts with sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them in the cogitator slot. Your head begins to spin from the holy censer's foul-smelling clouds of smoke and from the loss of the blood, and that cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken a renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his hand, watching the vid-screen. Suddenly stops at no. His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command. His mechadendrites, clicking their pincers, pull out one level after another. The screen fills with strange symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magnus. Say nothing and do not interfere. For a few seconds, when the data crypt mounted cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. Next bursts into flame, gives off foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnissiah servants break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Scal mournfully grates out. The massive errors in the warp section is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirits. The warp engine cannot be filled with the motive force. We are trapped. A moment later, the Magos continues on uncertainly. Perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol, or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. Reasons of the cause here, but something that's post movements reveals his desperation. While the other vid screens are filled with more and more strings and symbols, monitor in front of you blinks and static image changes. Pascal's too engrossed in his ritual to notice. Read the information on the vid screen. Input, pack.comp. Step true, step false, step check, int. Initiate. True.reg, disturb.registry. Query. Machine Spirit, can you hear me? Machine car creaks quietly in his joints. The sound is drowned out by the binary times and the tapping of commands. But prompt, ping. Query, rescue, query. Machine Spirit, this is Lord Captain of this vessel. Obey me and start the warp engine. His voice strikes attention. That was a non-executable request, Lord Captain. And the voice receptor could interpret such a... This next vocalize unsynthesized as he sees the vid screen and begins to stabilize one after another. The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports. Then one monitor remains inexplicably red. Priest Fox crackles and shocks, but his report is as clipped and clinical as ever. Registering. Warp sextant activated. Registering data stream stabilizing. Registering 0 data errors. Reporting the warp engine is ready for translation. Repository adds. I'm also reporting evidence indicating Category 3 miracle fulfilling the criterion. Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function and defiance of deactivation. Challenging Revor. Captain, Revor here. Crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier. I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. Don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and raring to go. We're ready to begin the translation to the warp lordship. What just happened? I apologize, the ship's spirit heard our prayers and intervened. Some of the power of the Almighty to do something beyond my comprehension. No little of the Almighty's sacred machines, but what I saw on the screen looked strange. Non-standard output of information lost on the data core. Servitors used as conduits are not always fully lobotomized. Fragments of their thoughts can appear even in pure code. False silent immersed in thought. Alright. Contact Revor. The Lord Captain speaking. I give the order to commence translation to the warp. Waiting for you to ascend to the Captain's throne, Lord Captain. May the Emperor protect us.
Von Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void ships plunged deeper into the Corona's expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
Captain, allow me to report. Journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lake Navigator Rosilio warned me that we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furibundus system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. Forbidius system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Coronis Expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp and to allow the servants on site to inspect and heal the void ships and wounds in the dock. Imperium rituals will take some time, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your Proctoria. Darnzus, Janus, and Hyodagama. Master Zachary Wise has covered an invitation previously adrift in the Materium. The League of Football has humbly requested an audience with the Rogue Trader of the Von Valencius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, apparently Weege is anxious to meet as soon as possible. Footfall, a place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he'll be interested in talking to you as well, Larry. Leave in your voice ship when you arrive on Footfall. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. Your Lordship, young Evening Winchskulls asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality and for saving him from certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark at Footfall. Lord Evening swears he will never forget his debt to you. I informed the Rogue Trader that during a comprehensive system inspection raid, the unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cottage area, concealed from prying eyes by means of personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. Unit latched on has been added to the access list and assigned the identifier key for 2. The unit can access the data from the captain's cottage area provided that he possesses the decryption key. Detected hint is something resembling curiosity in Pascal's mechanical voice. Are you leaving us, Henrix? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transferred to Footfall, and no further. No farther. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have. Welcome me again. True servants of the Emperor are always welcome aboard my ship. Guards, you have a curious look and polite smile. The Targaryen of the Inquisition seldom gets to hear such words. Thanks for your hospitality, Flash. I'll not forget it. Kinta, who is this Reverend Hieronymus who wants to talk to me? He is the head of the Drusian Inquisition on Footfall, and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. This is his mission before I joined Lady Theodora in her voyage. He is blessing to accompany the new Rogue Trader of the Von Valencius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your ship, I request that we meet with Reverend Hieronymus. Vigdis, tell me about the system we are arriving in. Port Abundus is valuable due to its close proximity to the Mall, the gateway to the Imperium. The system is mostly known for Footfall, the main base for merchants, privateers, and rogue traders traversing the Coronis Expanse. Additionally, the star itself is orbited by the Adeptus Mechanica station, which is off limits to outsiders. Also, Temple of Calixtus Extern 17. I had the honor of attending to this shrine for a few thousand cycles, and suggest you abstain from visiting it at most tech comrades at the station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted. Didn't even know about Footfall. It's the largest port in the trading capital of the Coronis Expanse. It has a dockyard that allows it to inspect and repair the void ship, and it boasts its own astropathic choir, Coronis Expanse Communications Network, Nexus. Not to mention pirate hideouts, smuggle caches, and forts belonging to a dozen gangs, groups, and factions. And the Coronis Expanse, the Imperium relies on this as an outpost. The fringes of humanity's domain rarely resemble its central walls, but so long as Footfall serves God Emperor, and so far as it can, it will be considered a citadel in the Imperium, although I have heard that the tides it sends are underwhelming, to say the least. Due to Footfall's remoteness, it has developed its own rules and customs. Many of the goods that can be procured there would be considered heresy in the heart of the Imperium, enough to warrant summary execution. Moreover, Footfall is the domain of the rogue traders, who transcend certain imperial laws by virtue of the warrant they bear. Footfall just brief stop. What next? As soon as we solve the issues plaguing the ship and establish contact with the key worlds of your Proctorate, time will come for your Magna Accessio, the official ceremony of donning the mantle of the rogue trader. It is mostly a formality at this point. You are to possess all the privileges granted by the warrant, and yet it is a major milestone in your personal history. The moment your name graces the list of heads of the Von Valencius dynasty. We're all looking forward to that day, Lord Captain. Hello, do you know anything about the League of Footfall? Vladimir Takara is a very peculiar young man. Consider your upcoming conversation a baptism of fire in Footfall's political arena. Such things are not spoken out loud, but League Takara is an appointee of the Casbalika mission, largest robber baron crime syndicate in the Clixus sectors. They specialize in the coal trade, the buying and selling of all kinds of Xenos rubbish. Footfall was previously run by a liege who did business with several criminal factions at once, but he suffered in an accident. Reins of power picked up by Vladimir Takara, whose appointment benefits not only the Casablanca, but also their most powerful ally in the Chronos Expanse, portrayed Kaligos Winterscale. Vladimir is a slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat around the bush and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he is no fool. Fools do not rise as high in the Casablancan hierarchy. Keep all that in mind. You are a rogue trader, stand above him in status and wield considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where the Casablancan barons cross swords with rogue traders and emerge victorious. Do not forget that and remain vigilant. Casablanca, vile tech beast. Pascal's barked out the last word like profanity. Why does the Legion want to see me so badly? Not you, personally, who wishes to meet with the rogue trader of the Von Valencians dynasty. Takara does not know about Lady Theodora's death, and is simply seeking an audience with the powers that meet. The god is telling me that something must be very wrong with Footfall, for Astropath managed to read such strong emotion in such an anodyne message. We have enough information, Lord Kaiser. The broadcast from the Footfall Astropath Choir was the only missive Master Zachary has received lately. Alright, tell the Lady Navigator I'll give her leave to make the translation from the warp into real space. This begins in steering instructions. The message appears to change with every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space. A measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. Turns to you again. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Theodora's demise and you inheriting the title. Each Tokaru will be informed. It is required so we can use the dock, and besides, he's expecting a personal audience with the rogue trader. We will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there's still the matter of announcing your arrival. Either arrive on the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose a visit incognito. Tell me in detail how these choices will benefit me. According to Footfall's unwritten laws, rogue traders enjoy special privileges that exceed even the power of the Liege. However, they may choose not to exercise these privileges in certain situations. Arriving incognito will give you more room for maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. Also, I'll explain it to you in mind. As per the unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving at the station has the right to veto any of the League's decisions. But there's a catch. The Chronos Expanse is home to several influential rogue trader dynasties, and Footfall's where their interests intersect. Of course, that does not prevent certain persons, namely Kaligos Winterscale, from subtly pulling the strings of Footfall. If you, as a new rogue trader, start your career with an official landing on parade in your honor, the other dynasties may see this gesture as the newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. Not see that as a bad thing necessarily. Old Man Winterscale may take slight offense. Corda will be put on her guard. But you have just risen to prominence, and most people in the Chronos Expanse have not even heard about Lady Theodora's departure yet. It's made clear that the Baron von Valencia soars as high as ever. If I would recommend arriving incognito. It will have plenty of opportunity to savor the sweetness and then burn up power, but right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way your arrival will not draw as much attention, and the people will treat you as a person, not the almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. It could turn some situations to your advantage. I think I'll arrive incognito. Maybe more space to work around. It'll be done, Lord Captain, which is Bounskin. With your grace's permission, I return to my duties.
Greetings.
Yes. Next time. The what? He has his tongue cut off, just like the rest of the lizard servants of House Arcelio.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Yeah, House of Celio.
As the only voice of our family on this vessel, it is an honor. As long as your questions are courteous, I will answer every one of them.
There's a Celio prophecy system named after your ancestor.
You are shrewd indeed. My ancestor charted that route while fleeing the enemies of humanity. They say the Emperor himself was his guide, because the warp expelled their vessel without a single loss. Unfortunately, the lips of those who relate this tale seep with disgusting green hubris. I think Colleen Orselio was simply a skilled navigator.
Think our House of Celio has a rich history?
Oh, yes. The navigators of the house came to the Coronis Expanse fairly recently, a mere 208 years ago. Before that, our ancestors expanded the borders of humankind's dominion for the glory of the Emperor, blazing trails to different corners of the galaxy.
Who rules the house?
Just as a rogue trader stands at the head of a protectorate, a Novator heads a navigator house. It is the Novator who decides where to look for alliances and which path their bloodline is destined to tread. As for our house, the transfer of power to a successor is currently underway. In the meantime, Great Regent Auronto Orselio is ensuring the stability of the house.
Alright, I'd like to talk about something else.
By all means.
Where am I back on
I
leave?
have enjoyed your company. Thank you for the conversation.
Alright, wasn't much of a conversation, but okay. Middle deck system. Talk nothing to me, you believe these daft rumors about the rogue trader's ghost. I don't. The rumors are coming from somewhere. Somebody must have seen something. Or just wants others to believe they did. Whether there's sorcerer's heresy among the crew. No. Oh, hey, it's Abel. Person you see of an Electropiece Monastery, the servant of the Messiah who calls himself Abel Sturrington, called here at the screen. Wires connect the sacred computing machine to augment medics inside the prayerfully bowed heads of murmuring servitors. Looks up at you after lengthy sight and looks away and says safely, "The Messiah knows all, comprehends all." How are you feeling, Abel? Black Priest stares intently at his feet for a while and then says in a halting voice, "The running of the binary protocols was bogged down and dissolved in false commands. The filter has separated the correct signals from the incorrect. Running has been restored to its swiftness." Skill speaks softly, as though trying to match the inflections of Abel's voice. Abel has passed the diagnostics. The pernicious influence of the sacrilegious procedures has been completely eliminated. Statistically, most survivors of this symptoms infestation are left with severe cognitive impairments. However, Tech Brother Abel's mind, being of a less typical nature, has not been damaged to such great a degree. Why do you and Pascal have the same name? Abel freezes from his vox sent barely audible through the static on the words. The naming of the names is not an index to the text. The naming of the names is the text. Abel's answers can be enigmatic. His mind works differently from ours. He thinks in harmonic imagery and notices the symmetries and proportional relationships in the world around him. Poetry would be the closest analog to how he perceives and interacts with reality. Never imagined there could be poets among the tech priests. So looks surprised. Why not? Technolingua is rhythmical and possesses a broad semantic scope. And some of its more sonorous dialects lend themselves well to individual and symphonic declamation. Do you understand what I was referring to? Negative. However, I will hypothesize. Tech Brother Abel is seeking to convey the idea that our matching identifiers are not the key to some vital data point. They are, in and of themselves, the vital data point. At this stage in my analysis, I can draw no useful conclusions from this proposition. However, the very fact that Tech Brother Abel is trying to hint at something points to him either being better informed than I am or having conducted a more in-depth analysis of the situation. That is useful information. Are we overthinking it? It doesn't matter what your names are, why your names are the same. What matters is that they are the same. Is that what you mean? We'll look sideways at you, and at once his transfixed super is gone. At this point in time, the cycle has been broken, reshaped into a rising spiral, as Armament envisioned. Hearing his mentor's name, Pascal lets out a recipe stacked to the side. They are connected. The hypothesis regarding Abel's connection to Blessed Armament has been confirmed. What are you working on? Catch the solved light in the solar wind. We look for the footsteps on the side left when he walked the desert. This is an romantic computation procedure. The depersonalized minds of these machine servants are in a data tree, processing enormous arrays of stored data and aggregating them. Virtually all results of such synthesis are scrapped data, but occasionally we have noted coincidences whose exactness defied logic. It is an extremely rare and venerated form of statistical augury, but Tech Brother Abel is adept at this form of appealing to the Deus Mechanicus. Take a closer look for anything unusual. You notice certain repeating patterns in the scrolling columns and runes. You may not know what they mean, but you clearly see, or rather sense, their similarities. He points at the table, making his face light up with joy. The crystal is exquisite and clear water. Deviation from the cycle's trajectory has been increased, as was Armin's wish. He lowers his head. His voice inside is broadcast by Narek Hem. You do not recall having heard before. Its sound is full of vibrant energy, and its precise rhythm is nothing short of pleasing to the ear. A rare thing for the language of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Gal explains with an inexplicable air of pride. Tech Brother Abel has dedicated lesser area to you. The piece is distinguished by a high degree of acoustic harmony, as is fit for use as a model, auxiliary identifier, or epitaph. Thank you. Life is filled with mine. I'm certainly going to need an epitaph at some point. Buzzes have dignity. It seems the undertone of your words was lost on him. Inspect the sacred machine. The hair has been removed from the surface of his head. They're bulky. The cerebral augmentics cover the skulls like helmet. The faces of the Cocteau servants are blank. Their eyes are closed. Their lips are insistent, whispering what sounds like gibberish. Hundreds of lines of symbol containing information scroll down the Cocteau's vid screen. Abel Hunterman peers at it with voracious intensity, in sharp contrast to his usual placidity. Why do you do it? It's how we execute the quest for knowledge, in the hope that the machine god grants us the epiphany, so that we may discern a logical connection of massive absurd data, which will propel our comprehension forward. Harman just has been, To hear what Abel said, it seems we have contributed to Arnament's design and deviated from the cycle. What does that mean for you? Oh, guttural sound rises from the depths of Pascal's boxing, as though the planet's tectonic plates are shifting and crushing each other. High rumble brings forth words and beautiful power. Follow a path charted by a great mind, but that path leads to dark places. The cycle has the advantages of predictability. Abandoning it will plunge the collective into a perilous space of uncertainty, which will inevitably lead to disasters and the risk of universal annihilation. Doctrine and discontinuing the cycle may herald good things to come, or may be a death sentence. Only the Messiah knows all and comprehends all. Others are more mere prophets who interpret his wisdom as far as their own comprehension permits. Flawed as the status quo is, it has helped us survive for the past 10 millennia, therefore it is effective. 13th Universal Law attests to the truth of your words. The knowledge of the ancients is above question. However, drawing the line between the ancients and the fallible ones who follow in their footsteps is no easy task. There's doubt in the tech priest's voice. The tone of thundering profanity drains from Pascal's box, giving way to his familiar sibilance. Just take my leave. Little mate looks away as if he has lost all interest in you, but then his voice crackles, barely audible. I am glad to see you.
The Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
I want to know the truth about you.
The request is approved. I did conceal certain information. I was a student of Archmagus Amanat, but I committed an act of betrayal after he deviated from sacred dogma.
What did Armament do?
He fell into schism and challenged the sacred boundaries of knowledge. The blessed Amanat claimed the limits of what is permitted must be expanded, because by refusing to explore certain law, we find ourselves in contempt of the seventh universal law. Comprehension is the key to all things. My mentor put forth a thesis claiming that we have stagnated, that ritual is now nothing but a cage for souls and false worship of the Omnissiah. He sought to break the cycle of mindless repetition because he saw the inevitable demise of our faith and all humanity at the end of it.
Certain aspects of Imperium have indeed ossified. The argument sounds reasonable.
This statement is false. My mentor's words sound like heresy. Limits were established because it is dangerous to venture beyond. Each step past them could lead to a bloody slaughter, but the blessed Amanat was not afraid.
How did you betray Armament?
The teachings of the blessed Amanat spread, and word of it reached the conclave of the Cognizant fleet. They recognized his teachings as tech heresy. Many tech priests suddenly vanished or were subjected to server penance for minor transgressions. The students of Amanat, whose number included many enlightened and respected brothers, resisted. My prognosis showed that our most likely future was a schism and a fratricidal war that would destroy the Cognizant fleet. That was when I headed to the Conclave. I confessed and handed the information about my mentor's research over to the Conclave. Brazen anathematic studies of the Forbidden Law. The Conclave could use that data to summon Archmagus Amanat to stand trial and compel him to repent on pain of excommunicate Traitoris. His subsequent fate is unknown to me.
So you betrayed your mentor.
This statement is true. However, I took this step out of loyalty to my mentor. He rejected caution and was leading us to a blasphemous war where he would become the first and most important victim. I did not want to witness his destruction and tried to force him to submit. I wanted to return to my mentor and share his fate, but the Conclave found me repentant and sent me to the station Alter Templum Calixis EXT-17, where I was to atone for my previous transgressions.
Gotta find excuses. You're at technology. Act as a loyal son, the Imperium should.
I pray that the Omnissiah grants us wisdom to overcome the dialectic differences that divide us.
Why did you go to Rekad Minoris?
I was summoned there by a message that was encrypted with the Blessed Amanat's personal code, and could it be interpreted in several ways. One thing was certain. We were in danger, and I had to go to Rekad Minoris.
A priest named Abel. Who is he?
Assessing his personality is difficult. The spirit of Brother Abel is different from that of most people. Tech comrades of the Cog call such persons quiet ones. He possesses significant intellect, but shuns communication.
Fair enough.
So far, I have not been able to determine why Abel summoned me to Rekad Minoris. How he is related to the Blessed Amanat, or why he bears the same name as me. Perhaps Reverend Abel may not be fully able to actualize and interpret the available data.
What are you going to do next?
I was wrong when I assumed it was the Blessed Archmagus Amanat who assumed the guise of Abel Haneman. But there is a connection between him and the Reverend Abel, and I intend to uncover the nature of this link.
I have no more questions.
Acknowledged. I will return to ruminating on the search for the Blessed Amanat.
Alright, let's take my leave.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Alright. Is anything going on? Oh, I'm always curious of something going on over here. Or there's nothing going on. Yeah, alright, well let's see where we are. Or captain. Aurora's voice, so the fox sounds weary rather than annoyed. He reports a several ship moving towards us, and judging by the fact that they are not responding to our hails, and the telemetry shows a trail of macro batteries. I'm not here for your chin wag. Ready to issue orders, prepare for battle at your command. Where did they come from? Why haven't you noticed them before? Rubbish of Firmbendus, and I'm not talking about those wrecks that are about to open fire. I mean the remains of meteorites, gas clouds, or refuge from the shipyards. It's all bunches together, and the smaller ships hide behind it to harass ships as they emerge from the wharf. Must be the work Kunrad Vulture? Sounds of the voxels for several seconds. It's possible. You could have hired some scum, or maybe it's just a pirate who saw the state of our ship and decided to push his luck. My order, all stations get ready for void combat. So how does space combat work? You have engaged the enemy in space combat. Battles in space and on surfaces of the planet work quite differently from one another. In space combat, the battlefield is separated into 3 zones, marked by various degrees of brightness. Acceleration zone, mid-movement zone, and movement zone. Ships travel at high speeds even during combat, which is why both your ships and those of your enemies must move a certain distance each round. Only end your turn once your ship has traversed this minimum required distance upon entering the end movement zone. To move the ship, click left mouse button on any accessible shell on the battlefield. Once you do, you will see a hologram of the ship that will follow you to evaluate the efficiency of future attacks and actions from that position, just as you would in regular combat. Click left mouse button again to confirm your choice and command the ship to move. Alternatively, you can click right mouse button to remove the hologram. Right ship ram. Beautiful. Destroy the start of the collection. Next turn, reroute the power to the shield, reduce the 3. We're going to rank by 2 for its next turn. In a straight line, making a full U-turn at the end of this movement. Attacking with weapons. Ship is equipped with an arsenal of weapons, which differ in terms of range of fire and offer you a variety of ways to select your opponents. Ship can attack with each of its weapons once per turn. These can be fired as the ship moves, as attacking does not end the ship's movement. Each of the ship's weapons have separate attack actions on a panel at the bottom of the screen. You can click on an attack's icon to view its firing arc, considering what positions in the battlefield would be most advantageous for your ship. Select an attack action on the panel at the bottom of your screen to attack an enemy with. Then click left mouse on the enemy ship. Ensuring you can use each of the ship's attacks once. Maneuver your ship in battle and attack with different weapons to make the most out of your ship's capabilities. Some ships are protected by shields. Deal damage to such an enemy must first pierce the shields. 2 shield arrays cover the sharp ship's side, 1 protects bow and 1 its stern. When facing an enemy ship equipped with shields, choose your angle of attack wisely and direct your fire as side with shields are weakened or completely depleted, with the enemy shields recover each round. Portray's flak ship is likewise protected by shields. Enemy attacks you from the side where the shields are weak and depleted, the ship will take damage. Flagship's damaged shields do not recover at the start of the next turn. Instead, they can be restored using the restart shield's action on the panel at the bottom of the screen. Starting the shield reduces the flagship's combat efficiency. The next turn will have reduced movement speed and firing range. Yeah, fire torpedoes out. The torpedoes will appear next in turn in their priority order. Once their turn begins, you will be able to direct them. As your own torpedoes can pass through the space occupied by your flagship without damaging it. As soon as torpedoes reach the cell adjacent to an enemy, they explode. Enemy ships can attack your torpedoes and destroy them before they reach their target. One well-placed shot destroys 1 torpedo and a salvo. Let's by another day. We gotta fill emergency warp jump in 3. Battle's over. Attacks can penetrate your shield and damage your ship's hull. This damage remains after the battle's over and must be repaired. Open the void ship management screen to make repairs to your ship. Use scrap to repair your ship and restore its hull integrity. Scrap can be found while exploring star systems, collected after certain space battles, or purchased from merchants affiliated with various factions. Okay. What's here? Nothing. Captain, station relics have been sealed from the outside. A Vox recording stating that the priesthood have no desire to communicate with the late. They are refusing access to guests on the bases on deck. It was a viability granted them sole jurisdiction over the 6 sites. Okay. What's this? Captain, head of the flagship Druse's Blessing with a small escort dead ahead. They're requesting a direct box stamp, patching you through. Charges Captain Astraris Thorfest. Box channels clicks, and after a refiles, a dry, low voice held you. Greeting, Lord Captain. An honor to speak with the rogue trader of House von Valencius. May your name be known through the ages. Charges Captain Astraris Thorfest. You bear a free charter of the merchant fleet. Can I be of service? What's your squadron doing here? Fill up supply routes for charges. You see, my ship is represented in the merchant fleet in this part of Imperium territory, yet we do not have a fixed charter-defined trade route. Nations establish business contacts with voidfarers in need of regular ship repairs and those who are interested in specialized goods. I'd like to take a look at the catalog of components available for purchase. Yeah, better auger, right? Installing components. You've received new equipment for your ship. Install it, open the void ship. Crap, something going wrong? Something was going wrong. Okay. Very helpful. Sunhammer. Nice. Heckator. That's good. No way I'm affording that though. Suck is expensive. What types of Void Eldari trophies? Void Yukari trophies, Void Heretic, Void Pirate. Yeah, I'll come back to that later. Better aspects. Alright. Trade hull. Yeah, let's go to Footfall. Janus Donrock, your lordship. Something sinister is unfolding among the survivors from Reichad Minors. There have been several cases of evacuated refugees being found either dead or dying. All of them have been blinded using various means. There's reason to believe there were agents of the cult among the people who came on board. Even the anathema would not fully release its hold on those dull souls just yet. Let us march and drive it away. Give me a proper report on the refugees. How were the court? How are they supervised? Serfs and the planetary wardens were assigned to 2 auxiliary lower decks. The commoners were riled up and frightened by the calamity, so to keep their senselessness in check, we only assigned those of sound mind to work and pump sedative gas ventilation in the apartments holding the rest. Esteemed nobles and their families are given quarters befitting their status. The horrors of the massacre in the streets are still fresh in their minds, so initially they made regular trips to lower decks to take out their fears and anger on serfs from our own crew. Would have been disrespectful to confine the nobles to their compartments, so we used shackles of a different sort by generously supplying them with amsec and intoxicant. You know more about the killings. 11 bodies have been found thus far. The first victim had their eyes burned out with a gas torch. The second had acid splashed in the face. The third was found wandering about, found on the glass legs and with metal pins sticking out of their eye sockets. They died before we could interrogate them. The rest were killed and disfigured in similar ways, through blinding. No trace of the killer's identity was found in the interrogations. Done, your lordship. If I may interject, there is no need. The interrogations have already been conducted. I put the enforcers on alert as soon as the first body was discovered. I decided not to disturb your lordship until I had the results. Well, now I do. We have already arrested, 4 perpetrators at the scenes of crimes that are yet to take place. Those are not murders. They are suicides. Explain yourself, Sentinel. People we apprehended were about to blame themselves and end their own lives. I'm confident that all who perished did the same. In question, they all said the same thing. They are haunted by the sight of the dying Reichad Minoras. Even in their sleep, they still see the same horrific picture. So the sad wretches would do anything to make this nightmare stop. Perform cleansing the liturgies on the decks housing the refugees. So evangelists blight with the strength of our faith. Certainly, Lord Cap. Except I'm afraid it is not just refugees. Clark's voice is grim. 3 of the 4 people we arrested were members of the crew. They watched Reichad Minoris die, and it left their minds scarred. We all bear the mark of the dark catastrophe. for it was the attention of the ruinous powers that branded our very souls. The God Emperor have mercy on us. We warned your lordship. It is regrettable that you did not listen. Oh, shut up, Hendrix. H673 630. The white bridges are playing on the unlit screen concert next to the machine's hands a hunched tech priest. He bows as you approach, body nearly folding in half. Captain, the machine spirit of this mechanism slumbers. As you wish to awaken it, use the key of your blood. Alright, place your hand inside the servitor's maw. This powerful jaws close around your hand with a screeching quack. Feel the cold metal pierce your skin and draw blood. The vid screen in front of you flickers restlessly, filling with numerical combinations. Tech priest by the concentrator nods curtly. Second minute in the wake, and we're ready to receive your requests. Or Captain. Scales inform me the system has encrypted data stored inside and wish to know its contents. Without another word, the tech priest returns to the cogitator, who raises his hands and a prayer binary code pours out his box device. Servo motors in the bowels of the machine grow louder, its undulating hum responding to his chant. Numerical combinations run down the screens. Scanning. Machine Spirit has discovered numerous critical errors. The data is damaged. He stops abruptly and the green glow of his fire narrows. Registering an intact segment, the Machine Spirit has spoken. The words of Kiava, Gamma, and Darganus also are in data repositories. The mechanism is ready to provide the rogue trader with data keys that can unlock said repositories. What data repositories? That remains hidden. The encrypted data bank belonged to the esteemed Theodora von Valencias. She was the only one who could have known about these repositories. Perhaps the former Engineer Prime also could have known. I accept his code. If I were to propose a hypothesis, it would be most prudent of a figure as eminent as a rogue trader to store her classified data in receptacles most secure. How do I accept these keys? Consider's big screen blinks. Input Gracious Machine Spirit is willing to transfer the data keys to the head of Housebound Valencias by means of an Elect 2 hypodermic tattoo augment. If you're ready to accept the keys, place your hand inside the servitor's mouth. Deep within the servitor's dark gullet, unseen burning hot needles pierce your wrists, but the sharp pain only lasts a moment. The Elect 2 has been implanted inside your wrist. Should be enough to open the repository doors. You know more about the caches. But Priest's fingers dart around the control panel. I'm sorry, fares you. The Machine Spirit is willing to commence the calculation procedure that could restore the lost data. Show data in the cache located under Gonus. Hums louder until it lets out a responding crackle. And the sound stops, and an unmoving numeric combination lights up on the screen. The tech priest inside the voice sounds almost concerned. that has been restored, but it is only a single phrase. Litanies of the motive's force. That's all the secret mechanism is able to salvage. And the other one? Runs from to pick up its pace, there's heavy thrumming. Thrum growing louder, the machine clicks abrasively for several minutes until eventually a numerical part is installed. Plus are the alm's IDs. The repository Kiava Gamma has a security system guarding it. Machine Spirit has recovered a code that will allow you to disable the defenses. Okay. Crap. The manifestation of visibility of the Industry Prime managed to perceive some logical connection within the streams of data. I'm not privy to this connection, but the Industry Prime will surely share this newly discovered knowledge with you in a detailed report. Alright. Find the hidden cache, find the hidden cache. Completion of the ship's inspection. Then confirm the ship is free of serious damage and repair what damage there. The Locksmaster report when the inspection is complete. While waiting for your ship to be ready to get underway again, the rogue trader is free to visit the local administration. Each Takari is waiting in his residence. Alright, let's land on Pitfall. By Doc Afloru. Bro. Lordship, forgive me for not welcoming you with the appropriate obsequious. We were told you would prefer to arrive on Footfall incognito, so we're trying to attract as little attention as possible. Here on behalf of the Legion of Football, Lord Vladimir Tokario, the Legion awaits the chance to speak with you as residents. If you happen to have other business to tend to, I can serve as your guide and tell you about the station. His lips curl slightly. So familiar, behind the amber-colored scattering of words of welcome, far less appealing hues alert, murky and diluted. Look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. Tira jerks her head, shakes it, and hisses through her teeth. Someone's coming. They're coming for us. Watch out, Lord Captain. Outside and casually places his hand on his weapon. Poor Avalard. The navigator of the cycle starts spouting about bad things coming, and Avalard's just like, well, crap. Gressadira, who's coming? Judging by the voices, there's a lot of them. Angry. They've got teeth, but they aren't that sharp. Their strength is in their numbers. Pray, what are you talking about? What could you mean by such a cryptic print? She doesn't get to say the rest.
Hey, newcomers! How's this for a warm welcome?
Well, dang.
Will be your downfall.
I'll bleed you dry.
Welcome to Footfall. This place sucks. Or thugs, turns creature game. Let's say Amelia. Crap. Or a warning.
If I may,
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
But of course, farewell. Was that you? Or
At your beck and I took care of this one. I will do my duty. Reduced to dust!
I can handle this.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Let's get
Yeah.
to it.
My vow is to serve. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
I'll make it happen. Another enemy down.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's make it quick.
Someone.
Here we go.
High momentum.
On it. Accept your lot. Who if not me? I'll see to it personally.
I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Show me what you've got.
I've suffered worse.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
Be gone.
It will be done. One fewer target. Victory is imminent. I took care of this one. It will be done. Brace yourself, Abelard.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Nice.
High momentum. I'll make it happen. I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen. You never stood a chance.
Crit. Serving young servant looks up at you with horror. Emperor, protect me. They killed. In time, I warned them, and they all go, Dear Emperor, our Lord and Savior, how could this have happened? Who could have thought? Deer spits on the ground in annoyance. This kind of thing happened often around here. You're not a young man, we took care of the attackers. Do you know who they were? Your Lordship, those guys were Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst, I'm telling you. They're scared of no one, not even Liege Takaro. Glances around like he's expecting more bands to appear. This kind of thing happened often around here. Shooting? Yes. Attacks of nobles? Not very often. What's this, the Anvers? They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting somebody. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Go and report this to the Liege. Yes, I'm sorry, Your Lordship. I'll just go report this to the Liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. Well, get a bunch of loot.
Let us not dawdle.
Sis, combat shotgun. Attack when at effective range.
I always have a backup plan.
There's the corpse right here. Strange memo. The holy book by the altar. That damned customs guy, he's always on duty. Does he get any time off? Does he ever leave for a piss? Is he a servant or something? 3. Guess what? 4. Hanger by the window. Remember to bow to the Emperor through the window. Corpse looks horrifying. The victim was thoroughly beaten before being shoved into the crack between the boxes. One of the hands is clutching a blood-stained paper.
That's how it's done.
First glance, those look standard containers, but the frames have been reinforced and the ceiling improved to keep the smell in. It's used to transport contraband. And stream's acting up again. Stream today. I'll continue this later. Save the game. Alright. But yeah, I'm going to be ending this stream today. For today. I will continue this come next Thursday. Exploring Footfall, seeing what the Liege is up to, and probably getting shot at again. My next stream will be Sunday with Monster Hunter Rise. Yes. Doing more stuff there. Actually need to load up the game and do some more hunts to get equipment and crap saved up. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for today though. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good time whatever time zone you're in, and yeah, bye for now.